and welcome to Bible Journeys with Jen and Jamie.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Jamie.
We're so glad that you have decided to join us for the ultimate road trip this summer, where each week we will travel to a new place in the Bible and check out what happened there. Let's jump in. Whoa, look at that. We are in Ephesus? Ephesus is very well known. Ephesus is well known because of...
Well, mostly Paul's missionary journeys and the fact that he wrote a letter to the church in Ephesus that we know as the book of Ephesians.
There you go. But Ephesus as a whole, as a city, is a very well-known, very populous, trade-centered location. So as you can all see, Ephesus's location is right here, which is right along the sea, right? It's right along the borders of multiple seas, actually. But it was very well known for being a center of trade. It has many ways and outlets to different rivers and different valleys, and so it made it a very populous place to be because of all of the things that it could do for trade and port and all that other fun stuff.
Yes, and as a place of trade that brought in a lot of people, it was also known for a lot of people of different backgrounds and faiths.
Yeah.
There was a large Jewish culture there, but there was also a very large Gentile culture there. And so Paul was commissioned with the task of going and spreading the good news of Jesus and his death and resurrection to the Jews, but then mostly to the Gentile nations. Yeah. And he was met with quite a bit of opposition when he would go to these places.
He definitely had his work cut out for him because, yes, Ephesus, like Jamie said, had a very well-to-do, privileged Jewish population. And Paul was sent with the task of unifying, looking at unity between Jews and Gentiles in the Christian faith. No easy task.
No, and then especially add in the fact that they had a lot of false gods. So here in Ephesus, it was home to the temple of the Greek goddess Artemis,
which was considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. So, I mean, if that's anything to, worry about or compare with, it's very well known. People were very into worshiping false gods, Greek gods. Obviously, this temple, there was obviously a lot going on that should not have been going on. But yeah, Paul was tasked with unifying the people in the Christian faith, showing that Jews and Gentiles could be together.
Yeah, and this opposition that he faced up against actually led him into the temple amphitheater of Artemis, where the people would have shouted at him and his followers for over 2 hours about how great is the goddess Artemis of Ephesus and the Ephesians. Yeah. And there was such strong opposition to the gospel that Paul really had to work at his ministry there. And it did not end with Paul because, fun fact, this is also the first place where Timothy was a pastor. And so the letters then that were written to Timothy, that we know as 1st and 2nd Timothy, would have also been delivered to Timothy in Ephesus.
There you go. So no small task for Timothy either. First call right out of the gate, going to Ephesus. Go show unity. Another thing about Ephesus is Paul did spend a lot of time in Ephesus. So Paul would have written the first letter to the Corinthians, the epistle to the Corinthians here in Ephesus.
Priscilla and Aquila actually discipled Apollos while they were in Ephesus.
Yeah, and it is also believed that Mary, the mother of Jesus, who John took care of after Jesus' death, and ascension back into heaven. So John spent some time in Patmos, which you can see is one of these little islands right off the coast of Ephesus. And so it is believed that she probably spent her final years in Ephesus as well. So obviously a lot of ties and connections to Ephesus. So we encourage you to read the book of Ephesians just to check out more, because Ephesians actually spans a couple of different, Ephesus spans a couple of different books. You talk about it in Revelation, you talk about it in Acts, obviously Ephesians, so Corinthians, so yeah, you've got lots going on in Ephesus.
Yeah. Well, now that we have looked at the past, let's flash forward and see where we are today.
Here we go. Whoa, look at that. It looks like we're in the country of Turkey.
Turkey.
I would have never thought.
Yeah, specifically the city of Izmir, Turkey. which is currently the third largest city in Turkey, right behind Istanbul and Cappadocia.
Yeah, so as we see, the name has changed, but the location has not. So Izmir is still going to be a very populous center for trade, obviously still on the water, huge harbor there, sits in between two major seas, but then still has access to all those rivers and valleys. So still a very populous area for trade and economic and all that other fun stuff that goes along with that. So
yeah, and it still has some connections to its Greek history and mythology. And so there's still quite a few Greek ruins in the area. And still has that connection to all of the different Greek goddesses and gods that they worshipped even in the Bible times.
Yeah, so it is also very well known for its hot air ballooning. So I personally have never been hot air ballooning.
Sure.
I mean, it's really neat when you see one, but apparently a lot of travel happens there because of such a populous activity.
I mean, it would be really beautiful, the Mediterranean Sea and all the coastal towns. I bet it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so you can be in your hot air balloon looking down at all the universities and castles that exist here in Turkey and Izmir and Istanbul and Cappadocia.
You can make your way over and enjoy some great food while you are in town.
Yeah, so there we go. We've got Ephesus, Bible times, Izmir, modern day times. Obviously, lots that happened there. Paul's missionary work done here in Ephesus, and now today's Izmir and all that other fun stuff that's happening there. So, yeah. We are so glad that you joined us this week as we took a closer look at Ephesus.
And we hope that you will continue to join us on our Bible journeys, as each week we look at a different place in the Bible and its modern day location today.
We'll see you then on Bible Journeys.